Hey nobody watching this video, it is the Squid-Boy and I'm here to talk about something you definitely don't care about. So, I've been thinking, I know, shocking, incredibly shocking, but I have been thinking. You know, we have a lot of sayings here in, I guess I can only really speak for America. I mean, there's probably sayings in other areas, but I wouldn't know about that. But the thing about these sayings, a lot of them, is they don't really make sense when you actually think about them for more than 2 seconds. Alright, let's start with one of the worst sayings to ever exist in the English lexicon. Blood is thicker than water. Other than this being the saying that your one weird uncle keeps repeating to you about why it's absolutely imperative that you give him $500 right now, it also just straight up doesn't make any sense. Essentially what the saying means is your biological family is more important than your friends. Okay, so, you know, the blood part makes sense, that's your family. But water, where did water come from? Okay, you know, I'm just picturing stereotypical mob boss. You know how they're always like, it was my own flesh and blood, but their best friend betrays them and they're just like, he was my own water. Can't believe my own water did this to me. My own water. I just feel like it's weird that water is the arbitrary liquid of friendship. I mean, they could have picked a different liquid and the entire saying would be flipped on its head. Like, I don't know, milk. Milk is thicker than blood. What would that mean? Your loyalty to cows? Also, what does thicker mean? How does that relate to anything? The thickness of the liquid dedicates how important it is? It's pretty stupid. The next thing I have is one I couldn't find a, normal image of the quote after 2 seconds of scrolling through Google Images, so my effort kind of capped out, so you're gonna have to deal with this being the image I use. The saying is, or I guess one of the variations of the saying is, they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us. The dumb thing about this saying is it's not exceptionally difficult to put your pants on 2 legs at a time. I mean, I guess the saying made a bit more sense in a more gene-centric time period, but putting your pants on 2 legs at a time is not abnormal or difficult at this point, so what's even the point of the saying? The next saying is a bit different. It's not one that's exactly stupid, it's just one that people use sometimes and for the wrong reasons, and when they use it for the wrong reasons it doesn't make sense. And that saying is, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, the issue with this saying is not with it itself, it's when people say it unironically. Because pull yourself up by your bootstraps is actually a joke. Because it's actually physically impossible to lift yourself up by the bootstraps. What the saying's essentially saying is, lift yourself up in the air. Essentially, it wants you to float. Now, I in particular learned that floating was impossible by about age 4 after one too many jumps off of my bed directly into the ground. But maybe I'm built different, I learned it too quickly, I'm incredibly intelligent compared to the common man or something. So my interpretation of how this saying came to be was it was probably working class people during the Industrial Revolution who got tired of their employers asking them to do way too much and impossible things. And then some absolute genius heard pull yourself up by your bootstraps and went, oh yeah, you should do that actually. That's something you should do. Anyways, I just had a couple rambling thoughts in my brain, so whatever. That's the end of the video. Subscribe now, do it, subscribe. This is the end card, the video is over, but you can still stay around if you want. I don't know why you would, that is stupid, da 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 da. I don't know what else to sing about. Subscribe.